Hello all. Welcome to the webinar session. I'm your host and speaker, Kavirasu. I'm a senior MuleSoft developer at Infometry. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. In today's webinar, I'll be talking about GoAnywhere managed file transfer. Feel free to drop questions on the topic or share your struggles and experience during this live session. We will answer your queries through chat. Let's start the session. This session is organized by Infometry. We are a pure play data analytics company based out of Fremont, California, with our offshore development center in Bangalore, India. We came into inspection back in 2010, and since then, we have been offering domain specific analytics solutions for high-tech, energy, life science, retail, manufacturing, and finance customers. Being a data analytics software service and solution provider, we focus on delivering productive and prescriptive analytics solutions, cloud data warehouse implementation, data governance, enterprise service bus, microservice-based integration solutions, big data, cloud DevOps, Salesforce CRM, and product engineering. Infometry has been engineering and consulting service partner for companies like Snowflake, Google Cloud, Informatica, MuleSoft, Databricks, Fivetran, AWS, Tableau, Adaptive Insights, Microsoft Azure, and Matrilot. Moreover, Infometry has developed 20 plus Informatica Cloud connectors and Snowflake native apps with pre-built connectivity to NetSuite, Salesforce, and Marketo, also enabling the real-time analytics across Snowflake, Google BigQuery, Amazon Redshift, Databricks, and Azure Snaps. One mentioned that the blue blocks are developed and owned by us, and the rest are all developed by us only for organizations like Informatica, Soft Calendars, etc. We have developed state-of-the-art analytics solution InfoFiscus, which can be hooked to any on-prem or cloud or planning apps. InfoFiscus is 100% cloud-based pre-built analytics software developed using open architecture. InfoFiscus comes in three different flavors: finance, supply chain, and sales and marketing analytics. We are delighted to announce the launch of the next generation InfoFiscus Snowflake native applications, features pre-built connectivity to NetSuite, Salesforce, Marketo, and more. And these applications enable seamless integration and real-time analytics. That's our quick introduction. In today's agenda, we are going to cover the below given topics. What is file transfer? What is the purpose of file transfer in the organization? All possible ways to transfer a file between one server to another server or one system to another system. What is GoAnywhere managed file transfer, which means MFT? Why GoAnywhere MFT? And demo projects in GoAnywhere MFT. What is file transfer? As the name indicates, transferring a file from one organization to another organization or one server to another server. The file will have a data like customer information, product related details, order details, bank details, warehouse details. It purely depends upon the organization and the business function and use cases. There are two types of file transfer: inbound file transfer and outbound file transfer. Inbound file transfer is nothing but receiving a file to our local server or to our system from the another system or another organization. And the outbound file transfer is sending the file from our server to the another server. So here any data is confidential and the data must be secured against cybersecurity attacks while transferring the files. For safe and secured file transfer, we have different ways to protect our file from the cyber attacks. Secure user creation, role-based access control, like ensure access only to the authorized users, or multi-factor authentication, like user must provide two or more pieces of evidence to gain the access for the to find the details in the file. And file level encryptions, it provides an extra level of protection of the files in the event they get into the wrong hands, like encrypting the file while sending to the servers or transferring the files. Encryptions like file storage encrypted using the advanced encryption standards, like we have the AES standards of Blowfish using like to encrypt the files. And encryption of files in transit, files moving from the source to target are protected using encrypted protocols like HTTPS, SFTP, and FTPS, TLS, and SSL handshakes. Like here we can transfer the files to on-premise service or cloud, as well as like we can get the files from cloud to our local server and on-premise server to our servers. Like there are different ways to transfer a file. Let's say we can use SFTP to transfer a file and API based. If the code is based upon the API based, then we can use HTTPS and other things like we can use a ES3 for cloud data. And there are different types of ways to transfer a file from one organization to another organization. Let's say all the possible ways to transfer a file from one server to another server. Uh, there are the tools we have like GoAnywhere MFT. It supports file transferring between like one server to another server and move it transfer global escape EFT and IBM Sterling file gateway and API based file transfers like we can use a MuleSoft to transfer the files. Here like these are the all possible ways to transfer our files from one system to another systems. And today we are going to discuss only about the Go Anywhere MFT, which means Go Anywhere Managed File Transfer. Why Go Anywhere? So Go Anywhere is like a managed file transfer solution. Like we can share the file with a secured and automation needs it through a single interface. So Go Anywhere MFT streamlines the exchange of data between the systems like employees, customers, and trading partners. And GoAnywhere's file transfer software is it's a flexibility to simplify and secure and audit. Like the file transfers, as I said, like batch server to server file transfer, and user to system file transfer, and person to person file collaboration file transfers. And like, what are the features available in the Go Anywhere to choose why we need to choose the Go Anywhere MFT? Let's say the features available in the Go Anywhere managed file transfers. There is a automation. Go Anywhere MFT workflows automation eliminates the need to use multiple products and the scripts to handle your business purpose and the end-to-end automation purpose and the encryption file transfers following the file transfer we have the encryption possible ways and the automation ways and the connectivity. GoAnywhere MFT software connects to wide variety of servers for exchanging the data. So we can connect through GoAnywhere, we can connect through all possible systems and like SFTP, SCP, FTPS, we can like transferring the files to AS2 and API based or web service based. And there are standard FTP based file transfer email servers and moving your files like with SSL handshakes and the local file systems, network shares, and we have the and some other features like we have features like database connections, MQ servers, and cloud connectors like Amazon S3 buckets, like and we have Azure Blob Storage, and we have popular applications such as Box, Google Drive, SharePoint with cloud connectors, and more and cloud file transfer integrations, encryptions, and we have like encryption and decryption the ways, and we have the logging purpose and completion of like we have the end-to-end things coming starting from the automations and we can like scheduling the timings when the file transfer should get triggered and the encryption and decryption possibilities and wide variety of connectors and the logging purpose and audit logging purpose and there are a lot more things, so that's why we can choose the go anywhere managed file transfer to our organization to transfer a file from or from one server to another or to receive a file for our business needs. Here we can find the difference between managed file transfer versus unmanaged file transfer. So the picture indicates the managed file transfer and unmanaged, and it says clearly that managed file transfer is simple and unmanaged file transfer is the complex, the way of communicating with the partners or users or connecting to the applications or cloud or database. So coming to the managed file transfer, it simplifies the process of exchanging the files internally or externally to an organization. So managed file transfer provides centralized control for IT teams to create, configure, manage, and monitor the file transfer connections between the people or applications or business states. And managed file transfer usually replace legacy file transfer solutions that require complex coding for automation and lack visibility of file transfers. And there are a number of benefits of using a managed file transfer. We can protect the confidential information, the first one, and the next we can reduce the load of the IT team, and the next the reliability to business process will get add, and the lack of data restricts ability to make the informed decisions, and the cost, the cost will benefit based upon the cost. So the picture clearly says the managed file transfer is simple and clear, and unmanaged file transfer is the complex one with all points of view. And next, why GoAnywhere MFT? So we have already discussed about what is managed file transfer and what GoAnywhere supports. And because of those reasons and the availability of features in the GoAnywhere, so we can choose GoAnywhere MFT other than other file transfer applications. So in GoAnywhere MFT, there are we can secure during the file transfer process, we can secure the files, and there is no scripting is required. It's a drag and drop model. So we'll have the components, all these things. So we can drag and drop and create the template for our applications. And there are wide protocol support. We can use SFTP, FTPS, HTTPS, and ES2, and a lot more things, including the cloud connectors as well. And the DB connectors are available, MQ connectors, and we can go for for looping conditions, loops, if conditions, all these things are available in the GoAnywhere. And it says strong automation capabilities. So we can have the file transfer in the automation process. And the logging, coming to the logging, we have the logins, we can have audit logging, reporting, and alerting. Let's say if any error got occurred during the file transfers, so the alert mechanisms will help us to get notified to the respective people to fix an issue. So there is the email options to get that alert. And as I said, we have a cloud integrations and flexible licensing and deployment. So we can deploy this application either on premise or cloud. And we have a strong vendor support. So we are getting the support from the GoAnywhere if you are stuck with any templates or any issues. And the major thing is cost effectiveness. So with less amount, we can get that major benefits. And here, the image indicates. So we have the platforms for Windows and Linux and the file service. As I mentioned earlier, we have all types of protocol supports for transferring the files, and we have cloud integrations with Amazon, Azure, and web service. And we have a database operations like SQL Server, MySQL, and all kind of DB operations. And we have NQ operations as well, and like IBM NQ, and the applications no script is required, and it's a drag and drop model. And yeah, we have this audit logs and reports. So we have a lot of benefits when using the GoAnywhere, and that's the main reason we can go for GoAnywhere for the managed file transfers. And let's come to this dashboard. So the dashboard of the GoAnywhere. So this will be the home page of the dashboard of GoAnywhere MFT. And in the right, so I'll make a note here. Yeah. So here we have the home page, and we have the workflows. So inside workflows, we have a projects schedules, like scheduling the file transfers and monitoring, some monitoring and trigger to trigger the jobs, and job queue managers and queued jobs. And active jobs, let's say the job is in process, it's not complete, it's still in process. So the jobs will be shown in the active jobs, and in the completed jobs, so we can see the logs of the completed jobs in this section under the workflows management, under the workflows. And coming to the report, we have a report and audit logs. And we have the encryption and decryption things. So under encryption, there is a key management system. So let's say we want to use a key to encrypt the file or decrypt the file. So keys will be get stored in the key management system, and we can use it in our project to for the encryption purpose or the decryption purpose. And coming to the right side, we have the resource, and we have the projects, schedules, triggers, and admin users related audit logs and reports. So this will be the homepage of this GoAnywhere MFT. Let's go to the and just we are creating a uh, demo project for this webinar session. So just when we want to create a project, so there are a lot of templates available in this GoAnywhere MFT. So when we are going under this while creating a project, so based upon our need, we can choose the template. Let's say we want to copy a file from one directory to another directory, or database. We want to fetch records from the database and make a CSV, send it to email, and so like CSV to FTP and database CSV to PGP, and then after encrypting sending to email. So there are a lot of templates available in the GoAnywhere. So based upon our need, we can choose the right template, and we can modify based upon our business use case. And here I have chosen a template for copying a file. So copying a file from one directory to another directory. And that's a simple project, the first project. And let's say this is the first project I have created. So the demo project created with the file copy operations, and there is a print statement along with the error handling part. Okay, let's come to this demo project. And we are copying a file. So the source file and the destination file. So we are given the directory, the file name and the destination file. So we are going to copy the file from here. And the print statement is nothing but the logger statement, loggers. So the statement will get printed here, and we are copying, it's a single file. If you want to copy a single file, so we have to mention that proper file names with the directories. And in the project designer, so as I said earlier, we have the cloud connectors and database, email and SMS, file system. And you can check in the file system, there are operations like, so list operations, copy, delete, merging the files, and creating the files. And file transfers, as I said earlier, we have many protocols like AS2, FTPS, FTP, HTTP, HTTPS, and there are a lot more features available in this GoAnywhere MFT. So we can just drag and drop the necessary one, and it will be created under in our project. And there is a error handling section. So if any error occurred related to any connection issues or something wrong in our project, so the error will be thrown, and we have the email configuration, and the email will be sent to the respective member. And at the top there is a like a save, so saving the project, and exit and validate in the sense like um, if you given anything wrong, or if you miss to give any required fields, so it will indicates that the field should be filled with the proper details. And we have the execute, it's like running the project at once, and debugging the project it step by step for to debug the projects. So there is a debug, and we can see this code as a XML as well, and there is a show XML to find that application as a XML format. So this is the project, like if you want to copy all files. So as you all know, like just we can give the base directory and the file name pattern. So whatever the pattern is matched inside the given base directory, so those files will be transferred to the destination directory, which means not a transfer, just we are copying the file. And the next one is like date modified. So let's say from to date. So from this date to this date, I want to copy all the files from the source directory to target directory. So we can copy the files based upon the date or based upon the file name pattern or based upon the file names exactly matching the file name. And yeah, so just I ran the project and we can able to see the logs, completed logs, the logs for that particular project under the completed job section. So here you can mention that, so the timings, the demo projects, and it shows that the first info, single file processed, which means copied one file to another directory and all the files processed. So here we can see like one files copied and we can able to see like zero files copied. So we can able to see like how many files are processed during these operations, and we can see the logs which is given in the print statement. The statements like single file process completed and date modified process completed. So with the help of the logs, we can able to identify what happened exact in this application. And there is the project, it's a new project, and file transfer job from the server to external server. It's like a outbound file transfer. As I said earlier, it's an outbound file transfer, sending the file from our server to other server. So here you can see like we have the create file list. So it's going to list the files. So it's going to list the files which is available, all the files given in the directory. And we have the for each loops. And inside the loop, so we are going to process each file. And we have the print statement and timestamp. And we are going to use SFTP connections. We are going to put a files in the sense we are going to write a file in the SFTP in the given directory, and then once we return the file in the SFTP, we are going to delete the processed file from our local base path. So that's why we have a delete option. And as I said, we have the loops, so if conditions and for loops, print statement, and error handling. So all these things are available here. And let's say if you want to create a connections, so we can use the variables here, input session ID and session. So the connections will be available here, and we can later use based upon the session. We can reuse that connection. If you're going to use some other SFTP operations inside the same project, we can use the connections instead of rewriting that host and the port. And here I have hard-coded that host, port, username, and password. And instead of this, there is a other way. We can keep it in the config file. So there is something called in the JSON format. We can create, and we can create one module to read that file to keep that all the values in that variable. And there is a module to keep the all the variables, and then we can reuse that. So instead of hard coding, we can use it in that manner when we are using it in our project in high level. So here for the demo perspective, I have hard coded the host port and the connection details. And here in the connection details, you can see there is a key vault, key name, and key password for encryption and decryption purpose. And it's a third project. So the file transfer job from the external server to our server using the SFTP with decryption. So it's an inbound file transfer. So we are getting the file from the external SFTP server. So as I said earlier, so in the main project, there is a SFTP list files. So here we are going to list all the files which is available in that given base directory. And let's say if the file is available, there is a if condition. If the file is available, then process. If it is not available, then raise a error saying that there is no files in this given directory. Let's say our scenarios, if there is no files in the given directory, we need to raise a error, and that error has to send in as a email. Then we can use a raise error option. If the file is not available, raise error. If the file is available, then we can use the same for each loop and SFTP get files, then do the decryption. We have the print statement. Let's say if the file deleted, there is a if condition. If file want to delete once it is processed, so we can use if condition to delete the files. And we can use if condition again to archive the files if we want to archive for some other purpose later. So we can use it in the archive directory and then delete the file. So delete the file from the once it is processed, and delete the file in our local directory as well. So we have all the features in a GoAnywhere MFT. Let's say decryption purpose or encryption, and in the component libraries. In the left side of the project, you can see component library. Here we have the cloud connectors, database, email related operations, file transfer, and job controls like scheduler automation things. And we have the loops, MQ operations, and PGP like encryption and decryption, and logging. So we have all the operations which is required for this file transfer projects. And this is the next project, sending a message to the MQ. Let's say we want to read a file, read the data from the file, and that data has to send to the as a message through MQ. So first, in the main project, we are listing the files, then opening the MQ session, which means the connection. We are opening the session, and we have the for each loop. If the file is available, then we are iterating the each files and reading the content, and we are sending to SQ. So in the session ID is given as MQ session, that is a connection one, and the target queue name, and the destination type, whether it is a queue or topic, and we can delete the message once it is processed. And finally, once the all the things are closed, we are closing the MQ session. So you can see the operations available in the MQ, like retrieve message, send message, open MQ session, close MQ session, commit or rollback. Okay, so we have all the features in GoAnywhere MFT. So we can choose GoAnywhere MFT file transfer, managed file transfer in our organization to do all the business transactions through the files. And it will be a cost effective as well, and we have all the operations.